you? What have you been up to? What's been shaking? What's been cooking? It's been a little bit since I put anything together here, but I've had a cold for an extended amount of time. I'm really not happy about it, and I've still got it. It has been weeks, and I mean, it's been weeks. What's up with that? How do you get a cold for weeks? I thought they lasted for days. Anyways, where last we left off with the old Pawnee wreck, I have the flywheel issue rectified. Remember the cracks? I got a new one for it, and it was wrong, so I returned it. And I mean, even if it would have been the correct flywheel for it, the damn thing didn't even weigh half as much as the one that's on it. Like, I would guess that the one that's on is 30 pounds, 29 pounds, 30 and a half pounds, 28 and 3/4 pounds. It's very heavy. The one that I got, it might have been 3 or 4 pounds. And I'm not exaggerating. It was light. It was way too light. I didn't like it. Didn't use it. Sent it back. So what I done was I took this flywheel. Can you see me? And took it over to a fella, an old guy, 75 years old, and he still does this shit, this guy. But anyways, I took it over to him, showed it to him, and he's got a machine shop. He's been doing this for ever. And so he chucked it all up and gave it a spin and a turn, and got a lot of the cracks out. They're not all the way out, but it's better. So he done that, and then made sure everything's good and true, and give it back to me, and now it's in there. Yeah, boy. Here, I gotta get a wrench. So yeah, so that's done. So now it's time to put things together, and now it's gonna go in for the last time. Oh, gosh. This is a good idea. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Ow. I'm not necessarily trying to take a bunch of credit for it, but this is a good idea. If you're going to take a standard transmission out more than once, get you some nice long bolts and cut the heads off of them and use them for guides. Because unless you have more friends than me, which you most likely have more friends than me, and you're doing it pretty much by yourself, to be able to have a couple of guides like this to hang it on and slide it in there, that's what I'm talking about. And be happy if you get an aluminum cased transmission. I've done this with an iron cased transmission, but that was when as they say, when I wore a younger man's clothes. I'm not sure what I would do if this was an iron cased transmission right now, because it'd be heavy. I mean, this is heavy enough. Believe me when I say this is heavy enough. See, that is just hanging there. Pretty sweet, eh? That was way more trouble than it needed to be. Let me tell you something. Holy hell. When I slipped the old transmission in, my spline wasn't lined up with the clutch. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I gave it a wiggle, and when I gave it a wiggle, it was in just such a perfect position that it moved the clutch disc just enough, just a tick. I pulled it back out again because I couldn't get it to go in, and Mr. Little teeny tiny little black dildo here, he would go in a couple of spots, but not all of them, because, you know, like I said before, I think the on the end of that might be a little bit off. So yeah, it knocked it out just enough that I had to take everybody apart again. You got to loctite the pressure plate, so I had to take the pressure plate all the way off. I had to, somewhere here is my handy dandy, anyways, oh, there it is. I had to take chase the threads on the flywheel, blah, 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 put everything all back together again. And then it pays, so this time I had a good look at the orientation of the shaft, the input. Set her so a male cog was sticking straight up, and then on the clutch disc, made sure that we had a female, two male cogs voices straight down, so that everybody was 12 o'clock. And yeah, it whistled right in there. But let me tell you something. When you're doing this by yourself, that's a pain in the ass. That's a pine cone. That's what that is. In doing so, I noticed that our shift levers that I didn't put on were upside down. The levers are pointing up. That's no good. So I'll swap those around while I'm looking at it and thinking about it before I am under the car trying to get the shifter on, and it ain't going to be happy. Yeah, we're going to want that to go that way. Yeah, boy. So I'm guessing, would you say, since all these shift levers, they all have a part number on them, so now that I have these on facing downwards, which just they have to be that way for the shifter rods, the numbering is right side up. Now the reverse tab, I'm not sure, but the way that it is pointing up, the numbers are readable right side up. So I'm going to say that that's on correctly already. Yep. All right, shield. Coffee. So actually, inspection cover and motor mounts, and we're going in. We're going in, boys. We're going in. Oh, take a knee. Son of a bitch. Where do you get new stuff? When you're tightening something up, how many pound-feet is it when your elbow goes? I figure that's probably about 45 or 50. Piece of cake, hey? That's it. That's it. It's there. We're home. Well, all that's left is everything.